This is my review of tonight's MNBRT radio program for March 26, 2010, my birthday. It was sort of, I don't want to say it was my birthday show, but the show was broadcast on my birthday, and it was a great show. Um, of course, Abe and Evie always do a great job, and they had a special guest host. Another special guest host. Their guest host was James Bear Grant from right here in the state of Mississippi, by the way. I never met Bear, but I think I think very highly of Bear. He's a good guy. I like Bear. I like Bear quite a bit. He's a good guy. Um, anyway, the guest was Scott Albaugh from Cambridge, Ohio. He lives practically on the doorstep of Salt Fork State Park, and they talked quite a bit about his interest in the Sasquatch. He's actually heard some noise, some sounds, recorded some sounds, some very interesting vocalizations, a good bit of which were played during the show, including one that sounded a lot like the children's character Elmo. And plus, there were howls and siren-type noises recorded and things of that nature. Very interesting recordings. Scott says that his house kind of abuts up against a hillside right close to Salt Fork. And he's recorded some very interesting vocalizations. He was asked various questions by the three hosts, and then I called in, and I asked Scott how the sounds sort of if they're taken into account as far as the acoustics, and of course he said yes, they are. And then he mentioned that the acoustics are sort of play into it, but not really. And then I also asked him if he'd picked out any vowel sounds, like in the Sierra sounds. There was a fellow who examined the Sierra sounds and noticed that there were vowels, the vowels A, Ah, and O, and Oo, but nowhere in there was the sound E. I realize that sounds a bit controversial, but if you watch The Mysterious Monsters, or Bigfoot the Mysterious Monster, you'll see what I mean. You'll see what I'm talking about. Overall, yeah, it was a great show. I really enjoyed it. And I was wished a happy birthday by everybody. And by the way, thank you to everybody who wished me a happy birthday, both on my Facebook page and also from the chat rooms and in the emails and things of that nature. Thank you. Let's see. Abe and Evie, what I understand, I don't think they're having a show for a couple of weeks. It looks as if there's no show next week. Let me look. I don't see a show scheduled for next week. April 9th, they're going to have Jody Cook on. He's got a new book out called Traces of the Grassman, which he'll be selling. Yeah, they've got a show scheduled for 2 weeks. Yep, 2 weeks from tonight. So it looks like they're not having a show next week. But anyway, in 2 weeks on April 9th, they're going to have a great show with Jody Cook. 9 Eastern, 8 Central, www.blogtalkradio.com/MNBRT. 5 stars, Abe. 5 stars, Evie and Bear. And as always, we do encourage you to please tune in and support great research.